I've just finished an album, and I've kind of featured this night out where I went and I just did a really embarrassing karaoke. I mean, Lorde texted me once. I think she came to one of my shows in New York a while ago. It was so long ago, but I'm still holding on to it because it's like the coolest thing that ever happened to me and ever will happen to me. Hey, it's Holly Humberstone here, and I'm getting up close with Cosmo UK. Don't forget to go subscribe for more content like this. So my songwriting process kind of varies, it changes sort of every time. But usually I'll keep like a notes page open on my phone like at all times, and just as I'm going about my day I'll write down little ideas or little phrases or words that I think are inspiring. And yeah, and then I'll get into the studio, and if there's something going on that I'm going through that I want to write about, then we'll make some pretty sounds, and usually something comes out lyrics wise, but if not, then that's okay. It's okay to have days where you don't come up with anything too. Yeah, it's just about trusting the cycle. I have so many musical inspirations. My parents loved music when I was growing up, and I have 3 sisters who all have like incredible, really individual music tastes, so I'm constantly listening to loads and loads of new music and old music. But growing up, my parents loved people like Radiohead. We listened to a lot of Prince. But yeah, just also songwriters like Regina Spektor, and yeah, just people like that. I kind of get inspiration from a lot of different types of music. If I wasn't a singer, I really have no idea what I'd be. I don't know. I didn't really ever consider doing anything else, which is weird because I grew up in a tiny like town in like rural Lincolnshire, so I didn't grow up in London, and music isn't obviously a conventional career path, and but yeah, my parents were just really supportive of me, and luckily I managed to find my way in somehow, and now I get to do my dream job that I've wanted to do since I was very small, so I'm very lucky. I don't really know what I'd do. I think maybe I'd just have like a little sweet shop, and I'd be like a little granny, and I'd have my own sweet shop or something. My go-to karaoke song is obviously Angels by Robbie Williams. I don't know, it's just a classic. It's a feel good, it gets everyone in the room singing. I've just finished an album, and I've kind of featured this night out where I went and I just did a really embarrassing karaoke to that song, so yeah, I've got to stick with it now because I put it in a song. My dream person to collaborate with, I feel like it changes all the time. Obviously I think Frank Ocean would be an incredible person to just be in the room with and see how they create, and I think that would be really cool. I think a lot of people would say Frank Ocean. Ooh, if I could swap lives with one person for a day. It's not a person, but I think it would just be my cat. Like, I just would be interested to see life from her perspective. She doesn't really have many responsibilities apart from just sleeping and making sure that she's fed. So I think that sounds like pretty ideal for me. So yeah, I'd pick my cat Suki. My dream place used to be Brixton Academy, but I played that last year, which was really sick. It was my favourite show. But yeah, I think maybe my dream place is probably Glastonbury Pyramid Stage. I think that would be really cool. Who knows if I'll ever get there, but I mean, it's, you know, a girl can dream. I think that maybe something that fans might be surprised to know about me is just that, like, I don't always have loads of stuff to write about. I don't have I feel like a lot of people think that artists and writers have crazy lives and like so much going on and so much drama in their lives, because obviously I write about a lot of all that stuff, but I most of the time have like nothing going on apart from just going to work and going home. So yeah, I guess just that sometimes it's really hard to find inspiration, and you kind of have to draw from other people and just things around you. But yeah, I guess it's just that I don't always have like a ton of crazy stuff to write about. I'm just kind of got a pretty regular life. I don't know, my go-to room service order, I mean, I guess if I'm in a hotel room, I'm probably somewhere on tour. And I feel like being on tour, it's really, really hard to like look after yourself and stay healthy and like eat good food. So I feel like I usually just go for something like if there's a soup. It's really boring, but I'd probably just go for like some soup. The most famous person in my phone. I mean, Lorde texted me once. I think she came to one of my shows in New York a while ago. It was so long ago, but I'm still holding on to it because it's like the coolest thing that ever happened to me and ever will happen to me. But I think she came with her sister to one of my shows, and then she texted me afterwards saying that she really enjoyed it. So that was pretty cool. My proudest moment of my career so far, I think getting to the end of my album. I never really, again, like I didn't grow up in London, and I didn't really ever think that being a musician would be like a legitimate career path for me. So yeah, I feel really, really lucky to be able to do it. And I always wanted to be able to write an album, but you know, never expected that there'd be anybody on the other side who wanted to listen to it. So yeah, I think finishing my album earlier this year was a really, really proud moment. The hardest song on my album to write, I think, was a song that I wrote about my older sister who lives really far away. She lives in Tokyo, and I have 3 sisters and we're all really close. But yeah, she lives really far away, so we never really get to see her, and it's kind of just, I guess it was just really hard to write because it was so personal to me, and I wanted it to be perfect because it was about something so close to my heart. But yeah, it's called Elvis Impersonators, and yeah, it's just about her, thinking about her going about her life in Japan without me, I guess. Well, last year I did loads of touring, and it was a lot of support tours, and I was really lucky. I got to support 2 of my favourite artists, so I did like a month and a half supporting Girl in Red around America, and then I went straight off the back of that tour to supporting Olivia Rodrigo for the rest of the time. And yeah, both of them I really look up to as writers and as people as well. I think I was just, as a support, you kind of do your show for half an hour, and then you get to come off and watch them play every night. And I think that it was just such an inspiring time for me. They're 2 very different shows, but they're both incredible people, incredible performers and writers. And yeah, I think I was pretty starstruck for the whole of that 3 months. I think it was in Nashville, and we went to I think she had an invite to go to Jack White's house, and I know that she's a huge fan, and yeah, obviously who isn't. So it was so much fun. Yeah, we got to go around his, like, he's got a little museum, I think it's near his house or in his house, and it was just really fun. And yeah, we got to meet him at the end, and he was really nice, and it was a cool day. I think my favorite part of touring is like the people that you get to go with. I think that you become really close and you become like a family, and yeah, I guess you just kind of you have all these experiences together that are often really strange, and you kind of end up in places that you never thought that you'd end up in, and it's really cool that you get to do all of these weird things with a family of people that you really love. So yeah, I think that the best part of touring is kind of the people that you take with you, and yeah, being able to do it all with friends. I guess trust your gut and be persistent with things, and don't worry if you have to take a second away from stuff. Like good things, I think, take time, and nobody's in a race for anything. Everybody's on their own path, and I think that yeah, it's okay to trust the process, but if you come back to it and you keep trying, then most of the time you're going to get somewhere with it. And I think that every time I go back home to see my parents, my mum always kind of reminds me of that when things are stressful. So yeah, I think probably just keep at it and trust yourself. You know what you're doing. Bye. Thank you so much for watching.